Hello dear students, good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss the question answers of chapter 1 Civics Rural Local Self-Government. Let us begin with the short answer type questions. Question number 1, define decentralization. Dear students, its clear definition is given in page number 99 in a green box. Decentralization: when power is taken away from central and state governments and given to local government, it is called decentralization. The same answer is given in the page number 99, third paragraph, first sentence. When power is taken away from central and state governments and given to local government, it is called decentralization. And the next question, name the committee which recommended decentralization. Its answer also is in page number 99, second paragraph, last sentence. In the late 1950s, the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee recommended decentralization of power. So, the committee which recommended decentralization is a Balwant Rai Mehta Committee. So, when you write the answer, you need to write only this one sentence. In the late 1950s, the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee recommended decentralization of power. Third question, mention the three-tier government system in India. Dear students, its answer also is in page number 99. Look at the end of the line. Panchayats, village level; block samadhis, block or tahsil level; Zilla Parishad, district level. Dear students, when you write its answer, as it is a short answer type question, you need to write only the names of the three tiers. Just to give a title, three-tier system and or Panchayati Raj. Thereafter, you mention all the three systems: Panchayats, Block Samadhis, Zilla Parishad. This is the answer for the third question. And the fourth question, what is Panchayati Raj? Its answer is beginning in page number 99. What is Panchayati Raj? Clearly it is given. Panchayati Raj is a form of local government in the rural areas. The local administration at the village level is looked after through a three-tier system, namely Panchayats, Block Samadhis, Zilla Parishad. All the three put together are called Panchayati Raj. This is the answer for what is Panchayati Raj. And the fifth question, what is the local government in village called? What is the local government in village called? In village, the local government is called Panchayats or village Panchayats. The sixth question, name the three important wings of a village panchayat. We have seen the three wings of village panchayat or the organization of village panchayat. Its answer is given at the top left side of page number 102. Which are the three wings of Grama Panchayat or village panchayat? That is Grama Sabha, Grama Panchayat and Nyaya Panchayat. The three wings, Grama Sabha, Grama Panchayat and Nyaya Panchayat. The next question is, who is the member of the Grama Sabha? Its answer is given in page number 102, second paragraph. Every adult, male and female, who is 18 years of age or above is a member of the Grama Sabha. Once again, the answer is every adult, male and female, who is 18 years of age or above is a member of the Grama Sabha. Question number 8. Who elects the Grama Panchayat? Who elects the Grama Panchayat? Grama Panchayat is a small committee of 7 to 30 members who are elected by the Grama Sabha. Grama Panchayat is a small committee of 7 to 30 members who are elected by the Grama Sabha. So, who elects the Grama Panchayat? It is the Grama Sabha. Its answer is given in page number 102, third paragraph. The Grama Panchayat is a small committee of 7 to 30 members who are elected by the Grama Sabha. Next question, question number 9. Who conducts the elections of a village panchayat? Its answer is given at the end of the chapter 105. The State Election Commission is responsible to conduct the election of the panchayats. The State Election Commission is the one who is conducting the election for the village panchayat. Question number 10. Name two main sources of income of the village panchayat. Name two main sources of income of the village panchayat. And the sources of village panchayat is given in page number 104. there are many given: taxes on houses and shops, taxes on fairs and markets, fee from the registration of the sale and purchase of the cattle, income from the sale of public property, government grants, income from trees and garbage, loans from banks. And these are the sources of income of the village panchayat, and you may write any of the two. Question number 11. Who elects the members of a Nyaya Panchayat? Who elects the members of a Nyaya Panchayat? Its answer in page number 104. The village panchayat elects members for the Nyaya Panchayat. So village panchayat is the one who is electing the members for the Nyaya Panchayat. And question number 12. State any two functions of a village panchayat. Dear students, the functions of village panchayat we have seen in page number 102 and 103. We have seen the essential functions and optional functions. And in the question, it is asked any two functions of a village panchayat. And dear students, I request you to find out its answer. It is given in page number 102 and 103, and write any of the two functions of village panchayat. With that, we have completed the short type questions. Let us go to the next one, long answer type questions. Question number 1. Analyze the basic idea behind the decentralization of power of the government. Dear students, we have to analyze the idea of decentralization. Its answer is given in at the beginning of the chapter in 3 paragraphs. You have to read these 3 paragraphs and understand it and write the answers. I will give you some tips. First of all, you have to write what is a decentralization. Decentralization means it is when power is taken away from central and state governments and given to local government. It is called decentralization. And when we talk about the idea behind the decentralization, the basic idea behind decentralization is that there are large number of problems and issues which are best settled at a local level, which cannot be settled by the central government. The problems of a village cannot be settled by the central government who is in Delhi, and the village is in the Goa, or the village is in Tamil Nadu or Northeast, some places like that, and their problems cannot be settled by the central government. In such cases, the local self-government can solve these issues more efficiently, and the people have better knowledge of problems in their localities. So the person who is living in Delhi may not be knowing about the people, those who are living in the village of Uttar Pradesh or Bihar or anywhere. So it is better the local people will be more efficient to solve the problems of their locality. They have better idea or where to spend money and how to manage things more efficiently. They have better idea on where to spend money and how to manage things more efficiently. So that is the basic idea behind the decentralization. Dear students, when you write its answer, first you have to write about decentralization. Then you have to explain why decentralization is good. Next question. Explain the 3-tier system of the Panchayati Raj. Dear students, when you write its answer, I request you all to draw the picture of the 3-tier system, Panchayati Raj, in your copy, and then explain the 3-tier system. You have to write about Panchayats, Block Samadhis, and Jilla Parishad. Its more explanations are given in page number 100. You have to write about the village Panchayat. These are the basic units, and different the nearby panchayats grouped together and formed Block Samadhi, and the Block Samadhis are grouped together to form Jilla Parishad. And then you have to write. I request you all to draw the 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj, as well as a triangle shaped diagram also is given in our textbook. You have to draw both these pictures in your copy. I hope this will help you to understand this 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj more easily. I will explain some of the points. The first one is that the village panchayats. Under Panchayati Raj, village panchayats are the basic units. The panchayat is a committee of 5 elderly and responsible persons of a village. And when we talk about the Block Samadhi is the 2nd tier of the Panchayati Raj system. It looks after the common needs and problems of the villages in a block or tahsil. And the next point is that Block Samadhis in a district grouped together to make Jilla Parishad. It looks after the bigger needs of the people, life, higher education, development of parks, etc. All the three institutions, namely the Panchayat, the Block Samadi and the Jilla Parishad, together are called Panchayati Raj, or the three-tier system of the rural local self-government. It can be an answer for this question. Let us go to the next question. Question number 3. What is a Nyaya Panchayat? Discuss its powers and working. The explanation about Nyaya Panchayat is given in page number 104. Nyaya Panchayat is a body of elected people which provides speedy justice to the villagers. So sometimes the villagers or the poor people may not be able to go to the court for small problems or small issues. In such cases, they can approach very easily to the Nyaya Panchayats, and there will be the problems will be settled very quickly. That's why it says that a Nyaya Panchayat is a body of elected people which provides speedy justice to the villagers. There is generally one Nyaya Panchayat for 3 to 4 villages. There is generally one Nyaya Panchayat for 3 to 4 villages. The Nyaya Panchayat is given the authority to perform certain judicial functions. It has certain powers to perform the judicial functions. And the next point can be, it deals with the minor cases of trespasses, theft and other petty crimes. What other issues the Nyaya Panchayat is dealing with is the trespasses, theft and the small petty crimes, etc. For small disputes, no lawyers are needed, and thus these are settled very quickly. So the most important thing is that for a small crime or for an issue, it is settled very quickly with the help of the Nyaya Panchayat. Dear students, I conclude today. The remaining question answers will be discussed in the next class. Dear students, when you write its answers, which are the questions which we have discussed, before you write its answers, you have to read the chapter, understand the concept. Thereafter, you write the answers in your own sentences. Don't just copy the sentences which I had explained. For short answer questions, that's okay. You can write the exact sentences from the textbook. For long answer type questions, I request you all to read the chapter, understand the answer, then write it in your own sentences. Have a nice day. God bless you.